Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, doing the recap from Saturday, December 11th, the 4 or 5 matchups that we saw on that day. We'll start with the United Kingdom battle that saw undefeated welterweight on the rise Conor Benn taking on former junior welterweight champion Chris Algieri. And Conor Benn passed another test. I was thinking about the fight prior to it happening, and I remember the last time that Algieri was even relevant at all was when he fought Errol Spence a few years ago, and Errol Spence knocked him out in 4 rounds, and I felt that Conor Benn needed to knock Chris Algieri out. If it went the distance, all these years later when Algieri is not even relevant anymore, then Conor Benn might not be as good as we think. Well, he passed the test because he one punch knocked out Algieri. It was a knockout of the year candidate. I guarantee you it'll be one of those. With a straight 1-2 against the ropes, Algieri went down hard and slow. He fell, he slumped. Like it took like almost 2 seconds for him to fully fall down, and it was just a pretty brutal knockout for Conor Benn. So he passed that test now and continues to be a star on the rise, really. There's talks about him and Adrian Broner. We'll get into it. I need to see if he's in my top 10 after I do my top 10s are coming very soon. I'm going to start them. Conor Benn might have broke into the welterweight top 10, but that division's wide open, so I got to really make sure. But big win for Conor Benn in that DAZN main event from the United Kingdom, and he passes another test, and he keeps the welterweight division that's losing, that lost some big names this year. Danny Garcia's moving up in weight. Manny Pacquiao retired. Sean Porter retired. He's keeping the young, fresh welterweights on the rise now, and it's fun and entertaining. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Conor Benn again, and that was a good way to end the year. Now on the the Showtime card, the main event, actually you saw Brandon Lee on the undercard get another knockout. The kid's, I think he's 23-0 at 22 knockouts, so pretty exciting fighter to watch. But the main event saw and then you had Cody Crowley upset Kudratio Abdurakhmanov or whatever, which is significant because that Kudratio was in line to fight Errol Spence Jr. He was his mandatory #1 contender. This is supposed to be a stay busy fight for him, and he goes and gets completely dominated, one-sided decision by Crowley after scoring a knockdown early of Crowley. Then Crowley came back and dominated him. So big win right there that's going to impact Errol Spence and what he does next. So that was big. Like I said, Brandon Lee stayed hot. Another knockout win for him. And then the main event, though, Nonito Donaire returned to action, taking on Raymar Gaballo. And Donaire is just, he continues to drink from the fountain of youth. This guy is just on fire right now. He's a WBC bantamweight champ at 118. And he continues to make his case for that rematch with Nueyo Inoue, the monster. He continues to make a case for that unification bout as he took on undefeated Raymar Gaballo. Now, Gaballo hadn't been in the ring with anybody on Donaire's level, but Donaire, an older fighter, you're wondering, is it going to finally catch up to him? And it ain't catching up to him anytime soon, because he went out there and blitzed this kid. Gaballo dominated, 4th round knockout off of body shots. His left hook to the body. When he landed the first flush one, I knew it was going to be a hard night for this kid, Gaballo, and Nonito Donaire just looked fantastic. So, big win for him. I really hope he gets that rematch with Naoya Inoue, the monster. He says he's confident that his people are going to secure that rematch for him, and I really hope they do, because that's a big-time matchup. A lot of people want to see that rematch. And now, the ESPN main event. The ESPN card. You had Nico Ali Walsh, Muhammad Ali's grandson. He return. I think this is like his third or fourth fight. I think it was his third fight. And he had a much tougher night than expected. 4-rounder. He got a decision in that one, but it was not easy. One judge, it was a majority decision. One judge had it even. The guy on ESPN that was scoring the fight, he had it even as well. So it was a close fight, and he walked out of there with a majority decision win to stay undefeated and keep pushing forward. The co-feature, Jared, the real big baby Anderson, returned to action, put his undefeated record on the line against Alexander Teslenko, and he made little work of him. He came out dressed like a pimp, dressed like a player, and he went out and dominated Teslenko, stopped him in only 2 rounds, another knockout. He's 11-0, 11 knockouts now. Nice way to end the year. We'll see what he's doing next. He's not a top 10 heavyweight yet, but he's moving himself up the ladder, and I like that. And then finally, we had the main event. Vasily Lomachenko returned to action to take on Richard Commey, 2 former lightweight champions. And, you know, Lomachenko just continues to prove why he is just above and beyond better than most everybody. Outside of the Teofimo Lopez fight, he just continues to dominate. And he went in there. He was the #1 contender in 2 weight classes. In 2 governing bodies, the WBC and the WBO, and he held down his mandatory top spots with a one-sided 12-round unanimous decision in this one. He even hurt Commey badly. You know, it shows the sportsman that he is, because he really had Commey hurt bad, and he looked over at Comey's corner to see if they wanted him to continue, and he was asking them if they want. You know, he like put his glove over, like, stop the fight. You know, he's hurt, and you know, Commey showed a lot of heart though. He finished the round. His corner let him finish. He finished the round, and he went out there, and he didn't seem like he got hurt bad again. You know, outside of that, so he showed a lot of heart. You know, it was hard for him to win a round. He might have won one at the very, very most 2 rounds, but he went out there and showed a lot of heart. No shame in losing to Lomachenko, who's still one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in boxing. And Lomachenko keeps himself in line for what he's hoping going to be another title shot against George Kambosos next. But we'll see, and we'll discuss all that on his What's Next. But big win for Vasily Lomachenko, and Richard Commey showed a lot of heart. We'll see what happens going forward. I hope you enjoyed it. That was the recap from Saturday, December 11th. All right, guys, True Boxing. You've been here with the truth.